What are the top 6 house flipping mistakes that real estate investors make, and how do you avoid them? You don't know? Well, stick around because today I am going to talk about those top 6 mistakes that real estate investors make when flipping houses and what you can do to avoid them so you are always making the best financial decisions for your next investment. By the way, if you are new to watching any of my content, my name is Nikki Burns, and I help landlord investors who specialize in buying single family and multifamily homes make millions and save on average $25,000 in taxes so they can buy more real estate to expand their investment portfolio. So let's get started. Okay, so being that this is going to be a long video, I'm going to break this up into a 2-part series where I give you the first 3 mistakes on one video, then I give you the other half on the next video. So now let's talk about mistake number 1, and that is underestimating cost. Now, as a general rule of thumb, it is better to overestimate your repairs and your cost than to underestimate it. Because when you are underestimating your costs, you will end up going over budget, and therefore there will be more expenses for you that you have to come out of pocket for. Now, if you overestimate your costs, then you know that you will always be within budget, and you can see that you have over budgeted for that. And it will also help you to prepare for those unexpected costs that may arise that maybe you have not calculated. Now, what cost goes into these actual costs when you are estimating your costs? Well, for one, you have the holding costs, taxes, selling costs, contractor fees, and any other fees that you can incur. How do you avoid underestimating your costs? You always want to get an inspection before you purchase a property. You never want to buy a property without getting it inspected, because an inspector can uncover all of the major and the minor things that will, add up to your budget to get that property fully repaired, and so you are able to sell it on the market. Now, another way you can avoid underestimating your costs is to set aside reserve funds. So what you want to do is you want to set aside at least 10 to 15% more of your anticipated budget so you can cover those unexpected costs that may arise. And another way you can avoid underestimating your costs is by sticking to your plan. Let's say that you are budgeting for $50,000 and you already set aside the reserves, and all that totals to $60,000. And you want to add more items to your project that you never did anticipated budgeting for. Well, you don't want to do that, because eventually that's going to add up. All that cost is going to add up, and then you're going to end up going over budget in the end, and then you won't make a profit. Moving on to mistake number 2, and that is not hiring a team. Now, I know that you may be the investor who's, wanting to do things for yourself, because that saying, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. In this case, you don't want to do that, because when you hire a team, that team can help you get the job done faster. If you're doing it by yourself, you may think that you know everything that you're doing, but you may miss something. And I know that you may think that handling the project by yourself is going to save you on cost, but you have to think about it. The whole purpose of, you getting these flips is not to just save on cost. Yeah, that may be a part of it. Overall, you want to make sure the job gets done and gets done professionally in the right way and within your time period that you anticipate that project to be done. Now, if you're doing it by yourself, of course, it's going to take a lot longer, because one person can't get the job done as quickly as you think. So how do you avoid this particular mistake? Go to your family and friends, ask around for references, look for the best and highly qualified contractor that can get the job done. And maybe if you've seen some of their work or know of any of their work, ask for referrals and ask for that information. Ask to see their best work. Don't rush to hire just anybody, because then If you hire the wrong person, that will be costly to your bottom line, and you're going to have to come out of pocket more money. And when you hire these qualified contractors, they can help you get the job done faster and help you stay on budget, because they make sure that everything gets done correctly and efficiently. And one thing you must note on this, when you're hiring these independent contractors, you do not want to pay them in full for their work until it's completed. Now, what you can do is you can pay them a certain amount, to just enough money to cover the cost of getting the materials that they need to get started on the project. And then when the project is fully completed, then you can pay them the rest. Now, the third house flipping mistake is not having an exit strategy. Now, the one thing you want to do when you're out here looking for these properties that you want to fix and flip, you want to make sure that you always have a backup strategy. Because let's just say that you're all deep into this current flip project and it's not going to turn out the way you anticipated, or maybe you're getting ready to go over budget than what you anticipated before. What you want to do is have a backup plan. Maybe your backup plan could be to wholesale the property to another investor and let them finish that project, let them finish that flip. Or your next strategy is maybe you want to just keep the project as a rental, finish fixing it up, and then keep it as a rental and build that cash flow so you can recoup some of that money that you spent if you went over budget within your project. You want to make sure you have at least 2 backup exit strategies in case the one that you're mainly focused on does not pan out, in which that part is going to lead into how you can avoid making this mistake. So having a backup strategy, at least 2 exit backup strategies in case your original doesn't pan out, that is the way that you can avoid not having an exit strategy. So you want to set benchmarks for yourself. So let's say that your budget is at $60,000 and you are at $40,000 and you're just halfway completed in the project, and there's still a lot of work to be done that's going to be more costly. Then you want to get out of that particular situation and go to your exit strategy so you can hurry up and get that property off of your hands, so you can at least get some of your money back investing in another strategy. So that way you can stay within your margins, your profit margins, before you get too deep into this project that you just lose out on everything. You don't want that to happen. Now, those are the first 3 strategies that I have covered for this half of the video. And if you want to learn about ways that you can avoid making these big financial mistakes when you are looking for your next investment property, and you want to be able to stay on track and come up with a budget and a game plan to make sure that you're always sticking to your plan, then click that link below to book a call with me, and I'll be more than happy to get you on the right track and keep you there, so you are always staying profitable and you're always one step ahead of the game. And until then, I will see you guys on part number 2. Have a great day.